Hello, the title of this video is Removing Methane Gas for the West Virginia Underground Mine Foreman Test. And on the West Virginia Underground Mine Foreman Test, there's going to be a part of it where you have to remove gas and also you have to take care of a fire. And on that test map, you could see the gas and the fire on the same section. Keep in mind that it's just a test map and it does not represent that they're both there at the same time. You're just going to handle the gas. You're going to do what it takes to take care of the gas, and then you're going to have to deal with the fire. So keep in mind, again, it's just a test map, and they're not there at the same time. So on my map, I just show the gas here. So what you're going to do on the Mine Foreman test map is just ventilate the map normally. After you get the map ventilated and it's correct and you're satisfied with it, then you're going to go back and take care of the gas. So here, we're just going to ventilate it normally. We don't have to have a fan because it doesn't outcrop. So I'm going to identify the entries. So number 1 entry is a return, and number 5 is a return, and 2 and 4 are intakes. Every entry is something, so we have split ventilation, so we have our intake going up 2 and 4 and coming back out 1 and 5, and number 3 is the belt. So what we'll do next on this map is isolate the belt. I'm going to put stoppings on each side of it. I'm going to put a box check at the tailpiece, and I'm going to show that the belt air flows in the out-by direction. So now I separate unlike airs, so that's going to be intakes from return. So between 1 and 2, between the return and number 1 and the intake and 2, we're going to put permanent stoppings there. We get up to the next to last open break, we can put a curtain there. On the other side, we're going to do the same thing between the intake and 4 and the return in 5. So we put stoppings there. We're up to this crosscut here, the one immediately out by the last open crosscut. We can put a curtain there. Now I have all the intake in by the tailpiece, and I want it to go in the last open break at one place only. So I want my intake to go into the last open break at number 3. So what I'm going to do is block off 2 and 4 with curtains. And now I can even show that all my intake comes to number 3 entry. At number 3 entry, it's going to split. It's going to go from 3 to 2 and 2 to 1. Coming back to 3, it's going to go 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. So now we show what the air does. It goes up to number 3, splits, and goes each way. Now I like to show a direction of air indicator in by the faces, and that helps me place my curtains properly. And I know with exhausting ventilation, the curtain always goes on the return side. So I put in number 1 entry here, I have the air going up the right-hand side, coming down the left-hand side. If you can see my little indicator here, the air is going to go up the right-hand side, across the face, and return out the left-hand side as the indicator is shown here. Number 2 is going to be the same thing, and 3 can go either way you want to. So on this map, I went from left to right. 4 is going to be left to right, and 5 is left to right. So now I come back and put my curtains in, again with exhausting ventilation for the West Virginia Mine Foreman test. Your line curtain is going to go on the return side. So in number 1, it's shown here and tied into this corner. Number 2, the curtain is going to go on the left-hand side, tied into the corner. And number 3, the curtain's going to switch. It's going to go on the return side, so it's going to go on the right-hand rib, tied into the corner. Number 4, right rib, tied into the corner. And number 5, right rib, and tied into this corner. So on the test map, you have ventilated this section correctly, and now you have to take a red pencil and show what you would do if you found more than 1% methane in number 1 entry. And what is really important, more than 1% methane, the statement that you have to put on that map in red is de-energize the power. That's very important. That's the first thing you have to do, de-energize the power. And then you would tighten curtains until you reduce that to less than 1%. So I put the note here, tighten these curtains and reduce the methane to 0%. So I'm going to circle the curtains with red that I would tighten. So certainly the one in number 1 entry where the gas is, you would tighten that one. And you know, most of the time that would probably take care of that problem. But we're just going to tighten a couple more curtains. We're going to tighten these backup curtains here, and we're going to tell the Mine Foreman examiner, I de-energize the power, I tighten these curtains, circled in red, and reduce the methane to 0%. Again, it doesn't have to be 0, it has to be less than 1, but in this case, when you've done it, after you tightened these curtains, you went back to the face area, took a methane gas test, and it was 0%. So that's what you do on the Mine Foreman test map to take care of the methane gas. For more videos like this, visit the website www.minetraining.com. Thank you.